Hello and welcome back. It's been a beautiful weekend here in Taupo and I am going to show you how I plant my dahlia tubers. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Ellie and I'm an urban cut flower grower here in Taupo, New Zealand, which is gardening zone 9B. I love sharing tips on how I maximise my space and how I sell and grow my cut flowers here as well. I'm just over here at my newest dahlia bed that I have put in a couple of weeks ago, and this is a 3-metre bed by 90 centimetres, so just under a metre, and 3 metres was the biggest I could fit in the boot of my car. So we haven't got a trailer or a truck, so I knew this wood was having to be bought in the boot of my car, so that was the biggest that I could fit. I could have gone maybe another metre with the space that I've got, but it also would have made just kind of the natural walkways around the garden a little bit awkward, so I'm actually happy with this space. And in this space I'll do a count up and let you know how many dahlias I have put in here. I've just done a count up and I have 25 plants in here so far, which is pretty good going. And if you've been here for a while or over on my Instagram, you'll know that I plant close and it's not any different with my dahlias. So you can see here how close together they're planted, my hand for reference. And I've always planted them close and it's never affected them negatively. So if I had a little bit more room, I probably would give it to them. Just to make it a little bit less densely planted. Sometimes you can find when these start to bloom and get very tall, they'll kind of spill over a little bit into this pathway, which is where I bring the mower through. So if I had more space, I'd probably give it to them, just as a luxury really, but I have never found that they suffer for it as the flowers themselves. So this here is my second row of dahlias. And you can see here it's in a bed that did have roses in, which I pulled out, and it took me a while to pull them out because I just felt bad pulling out that many established roses, but they were covered in thrips all the time. I couldn't get a long stem out of them, and they were super pretty to look at, but only for a short period of time before they went kind of all woody and looked like dead sticks. So the roses came out. And the soil in here is pretty good, but I just find I have so much more control from a raised bed, and raised beds will always be my preference for cut flowers. I just find that they're a lot easier to weed, they're easier to feed, and it's easier to control the soil in them as well. So when I filled these beds, I've gone in with some sheep pellets and then a mix of garden mix with some added compost from the landscape supply place here. Now I did end up pre-sprouting my dahlias, and I did this basically because we do get a lot of rain here, especially in early spring, and we're about to head into a week of rain as well, and I'm still going to plant these. But because I've pre-sprouted them, they've already got roots, I'm not sure if you can see, and because they've already got roots, they're going to be able to handle that rainfall a lot more than if I was just planting the tubers in without roots yet, and that's when you can be prone to rot. I lifted probably around 50% of my dahlias and the rest I left in ground, and I haven't really lost any to rot yet, so I do like the pre-sprouting method simply because of the amount of rain that we get here in spring. And I just don't like to risk it because they're so expensive. So I potted these ones up some around the end of winter, and then I just keep doing it as I have time up until early spring. You'll be able to see that some of the plants I showed you in the bed, they're quite established now, and that's because I just started this method a lot earlier than say the one I've got here. So they had a lot of chance to put on some nice growth. And they've been in the greenhouse as well up until I planted them, so it's just a little bit warmer for them, and that just means they can kickstart their season a little bit earlier. Now in terms of order, I don't plant my dahlias by colour. I know lots of people do. I do label the dahlias so I can easily see what colour is coming on next, which is helpful in terms of my floristry, but I don't do in colour. I do have a loose planting by height. So this bed here, let's take you back, the sun comes over this way. So the ones at the front are going to get hit with sun first, and then the ones at the back. So I've put the taller varieties. I think this one's, I've got a couple of corally. They're at the back, so they are going to grow taller, and then the ones at the front here are some shorter varieties. And that just means that as these back ones grow, they wouldn't block out these, whereas if I had the shorter ones at the back, the bigger ones would grow taller and then they'd got blocked from the sun. So that is the only method to the madness in terms of the planting here. It's by height and size. So when I plant, I'm just going to dig a hole and I'm just going to cover just up to the neck here. So I'm not going to bury too deeply. I know people do like to bury them a little deeper than I do, but I just bury them up to the neck, and then I'm going to provide netting for them as well, which I'll talk about in a second. So this is the netting that I use, and you can see on the beds that I've just got posts in the four corners which I just whacked in with a mallet. They could do with a bit of a better whacking in, to be honest. But this netting, it's very, very affordable. Let me know if you would like to know where I get it from. I will see if it will let me put a link in the description. If I can link it, I will link it. But I get this one. It's a little bit big for my beds, to be honest, but it is the shortest width that I can get, and I think I have about 30 meters of it here. I like it because it is strong enough to hold the plants up in the high winds that we get ripping through this area, but it's also got wide enough squares. I'm trying to hold it up for you. It's wide enough that the plants can grow through it pretty freely without getting snagged on it. If you go for something that's too fine, you have the potential that the plants kind of get stuck as they want to push up through it. So I really like the size of this netting, and I will just hook it on the corners as the plants grow and roll it out like so. You can see I did a really great job of this post. Might need to employ some muscle to get that one in. But basically I would cut it off about there, so I want it nice and tight. I know there's many beautiful accounts out there who have very tight, lovely straight netting, but I found this does the job. I will give it a tidy up, but you get the gist of how that looks. And I found that one layer of netting is enough here to make sure we don't get any breakage from any wind that we might get. Now once I have my dahlias in, I don't water them, especially if I know we're going to have a big rain coming. So I don't water them in like you would with most seedlings when they're planted. I just wait for the next period of rain, which I know is probably tomorrow here. Again, just to reduce that chance of rot, and I found that they don't need a lot of extra watering during this stage, so the rain is adequate. If you're in a very, very dry area, obviously you might need to water a little bit more than I do. Another thing that I do with my dahlias is to pinch the tips out, and you can do this with a lot of cut flowers, but I'll just focus on the dahlias today. And the idea with this is you then get a branching plant. So instead of having one stem up here that's going to grow tall and have a bloom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count about 5 or 6 leaves up, sets of leaves. So I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 on this one, but I'm just going to do it anyway to show you. And then you've got the growing tip here in between these leaves. And all I'm going to do is pinch it off. So you can see I pinched that off there. And what this is going to do is it's going to cause the plant to then send up new stems, shoots, from in that notch there. So I'm going to get a bushier plant that's going to branch off, and I'm going to get more flowers from it. So that is just a little tip that you can do. You can see on this one here where I've pinched it, and you can just see, get it to focus, the little tiny leaves there that are then gonna send out new stalks from. I know they might seem scary if you're a beginner, but dahlias really are one of the easiest cut flowers that you can grow, and you're going to get masses of flowers from them over summer as well. If you do have any questions about planting them or any problems you might be having with them, please let me know in the comments and I will try my best to answer them. I will see you next time.